Hey traders, Jason here from Levitt Brothers. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what stocks and what groups have been hot lately. Okay, if you know me, you know that I've said it many times that the number one and most important element to successful trading is just getting the market conditions right. If the conditions are right, then you could, I don't want to say you could be like lazy or complacent or whatever, but if the market conditions are good for your style of trading, you could pretty much buy almost any basket of stocks that make money. Secondarily, you want to pay attention to what groups are hot. Okay, money rotates around, groups get hot and cold. Maybe it's Bitcoin stocks, maybe it's data centers, maybe it's robotics, maybe it's drones. Money tends to rotate around, and you want to do most of your business in the groups that are doing the best. Okay, it's a rising tide tends to raise all ships. If data center stocks are doing well, most of the data center stocks are going to at least come along for the ride. And then, of course, there's going to be a handful of leaders that post outsized gains. Okay, so you get the market conditions right, you get the groups right. And after that, things just kind of fall into place. Like the exact details of your trading strategy are much less important than being on the right side of the market and knowing and noticing what groups are doing best. So I'm going to pull some charts here from from Levitt Brothers. These are all stocks that we've traded. I would say November was a really challenging month overall. There was definitely a changing of the guard. I've been telling people at Levitt Brothers that I fully expect the market to do well into the end of the year, but the question was, what would we be doing? Would we be going back to the well, trading some of the stocks that had previously done well, or would we be trading newer stocks? Most of the stocks that have done well lately have been commodities. Okay, it's not the data centers, it's not the drones. It's not the stocks that we've done that we made a killing on for several months. It's actually they're just newer groups. All right, so let's go through a bunch of them. All right, Alcoa did great for us, moved up, flagged here, as you can see, broke out, flagged again, and today breaking out again. So this has been a really nice mover for us. So gold and silver, if you're paying attention even a little bit, you know that the stocks have been fantastic. AGQ is on our list. We put on our list back in November. You can see a nice, stock trends up, cup and handle pattern. Yes, it's volatile, but the overall structure was doing great. And of course, gold and silver was doing great. So it was like a no-brainer. And as you can see, it broke out and has done extremely well. ASM, gold silver stock, came out of a base here. $5 was a key level, and you can see it's been kind of choppy. But again, if a stock is choppy but it's like trying to move on its own, it doesn't have group strength, it's kind of hard to hold. But when you're playing a stock that's in a strong group, you can kind of sit back and just give it some time, give it some space, let it move around. And as you can see, ASM has done well for us. Barrick Mining broke out, or I should say broke down from a topping pattern here, came through its 21, then it based, surfing the 50 up, broke out, has done really well. Again, some bigger candles in here, but because the stock comes from a strong group, you can kind of sit tight and give it some space. So this one's doing really well, currently at a new high. Ego, another one that's done well for us, came out of a little bit of a base, flagged here, broke out, consolidate again, breakout. EXK came out of a base here. 850 was a bigger resistance level, but there was also kind of a flag pattern here. Broke out, then moved through 8.5, came down and tested here. Now moving up again. GDXU, another one we played, fell hard. Kind of a double bottomish pattern here, maybe like a scallop pattern where two rounded bottoms. Then you can see here consolidated, and now kind of tried to break out yesterday. Didn't really go that far because it had a far to go to get to resistance, and now it's following through. So with a 10% day, so this one's doing well. It's going to go back to its high. Again, group strength is so important. If you get the group strength right, it's not that hard to go within a group and find a couple of leadership stocks that are leading the way. HYMC came out of a base here, moved up, came down, kind of tested there. Now consolidating again. As long as gold continues to do well, I think the stock's going to break out, at least go to 15, probably up into the upper teens. IM Gold broke out here, just above 14.5. It didn't go very far, not much follow through, but then it flagged for a couple weeks and broke out again today. KGC came out of a base there, consolidate here, came down, came back and tested the previous breakout area plus the 21, now moving up again. Okay, these are all stocks that have been on the Levitt Brothers trading list. We've been I'm not going to say we've been pounding the table, but it's been pretty clear that we've had a disproportionate number of gold, silver, and other metals stocks on the list simply because they were doing really well. So I'm just going to follow the money around. They were doing well, so I'm going to play them. NG broke out here, 9, came back down and tested, and now moving up again. SVM. So it came out of a base here. Oops. Came out of a base here, moved up, then kind of wedged down, and now doing really well. TMC came out of a base here. Some of these, it's like they don't even have to be in uptrends. They could just be a crappy stock that just bounces off a bottom. This thing went from 6 to 8. That's perfect. I mean, that's like more than a 30% move in less than 2 weeks. I'll do that all day long, over and over and over. CMC, so getting off of the gold and silver kick here, CMC is a stock on our list. Moved up within an uptrend, moved up, consolidating. A little bit of squeeze in between converging trend lines, broke out and is doing really well. And then Steel Dynamics, another steel stock, obvious resistance level there at 160. You can see it moved up and started getting squeezed, moves up above 160 and then trends up, as you can see. One more group here that's done extremely well is just the like data storage. Yeah, that's what it's called, data storage. So here's SanDisk. This was not on our list, okay, but it looks like it's going to be. It's going to break out here probably at 240 and run up to its high. The group is doing really well. This stock has done incredibly well. It's lagging recently, but overall done fantastic. Seagate has been on our list. We first posted it back in October when it, back in October where it kind of formed this like rounding bottom here, came out of that base here, ran up to a new high, came down, tested, and then we profiled it again with a breakout at 280. And just because we have a breakout at 280 doesn't mean we wait till it breaks out. Most of the time I'm buying a dip within a pattern, okay? Because if a stock is super strong, I want to buy a dip here to a key moving average to a previous low. I'm going to zoom in on like the hourly chart, find a good entry with a tight, with a decent stop. That way, if I'm buying here, and that way, if it moves up to the top of its pattern but gets rejected by previous highs, I actually have a profit in place. Okay, I don't wait until the stock breaks out. I'm more than happy to buy a dip within a pattern as long as the entire stock is doing well. And then finally, Western Digital, another. I mean, I think this is the number one stock in the S&P 500 this year. The stock's done incredible. We profiled it back in October. As you can see, stock kind of getting, came off a high, squeezed by converging trend lines, breaks out, runs up, comes back down, tests the 50, tests the previous breakout level, and now running up again. Done incredibly well. Okay, these are not all of our picks. Okay, we definitely have some others. We had retail names like American Eagle, did really well for us. A couple of airline stocks right now, like Delta Airlines, and American Airlines are on our list. But definitely compared to the past, compared to when we played Bitcoin and data centers and drones and robotics and nuclear power, and we made a lot on those. I mean, it was like some of the best trading we've had in years. There's definitely been a changing of the guard. Those stocks are no longer doing well, but luckily, like a lot of these commodity names, these metals have been right there for us. So as long as you're flexible, open-minded, you don't cling to the past saying, I made so much money in the stock before, I got to trade it again. As long as you can kind of clear your mind and just kind of go with whatever's hot at any given time, you do fine. Okay, right now market conditions are good overall. which groups are leading has definitely changed. As long as you're not stubborn and stick to what worked in the past and you're open-minded towards trading different stuff, you do just fine. All right, hope you got something out of this, and I will see you next time.